A complete stranger once looked at a young, struggling man in a beauty salon and predicted a future that sounded impossible. That man was Denzel Washington. Today, the world knows Denzel Washington as one of the greatest actors of his generation. He has won 2 Academy Awards, starred in some of the most powerful films in Hollywood history, and earned the respect of millions across the world. But long before the fame, before the awards, before anyone in Hollywood even knew his name, Denzel Washington was a confused young man who had no idea what he was going to do with his life. And one strange moment in a small beauty salon would change everything. In the early 1970s, Denzel was not the confident star people recognize today. He was just a young man from Mount Vernon, New York. His father was a Pentecostal minister, and his mother worked incredibly hard to support the family. But like many young people trying to find their place in the world, Denzel struggled. At one point, he was attending Fordham University, but his life lacked direction. He later admitted that during those years, he spent more time partying and drifting through life than focusing on his future. Eventually, things became so uncertain that he even considered dropping out. He felt lost. He didn't have a plan, and acting was the last thing on his mind. In fact, he had never seriously thought about becoming an actor. Then one day, something unusual happened. Denzel visited a small beauty salon to pick up his mother. While he waited, one of the women in the salon began looking at him very carefully. Her name was Ruth Green. She was known by people in the community as someone deeply spiritual. But what happened next surprised everyone in the room. She suddenly walked over to the young Denzel, stared directly into his eyes, and asked for a piece of paper. Then she began writing something down. The room grew quiet. No one understood what she was doing. When she finished, she handed the note to Denzel and spoke words that he would never forget. She told him that God had shown her something about his future. She said that one day he would travel the world and he would speak to millions of people. Not hundreds, not thousands, millions. Denzel was stunned. At that moment, the prediction sounded almost unbelievable. Remember, this was a young man who didn't even know what career he would choose. He wasn't famous. He wasn't even pursuing acting. To him, the prophecy sounded impossible. But something about that moment stayed with him. Years later, Denzel would say that the experience deeply affected the way he saw his life. He kept the piece of paper, and every once in a while he would think about what the woman had said. Could it possibly be true? Could his life really turn out that way? Shortly after that moment, something unexpected happened. Denzel returned to Fordham University and began exploring different subjects. One day, almost by accident, he signed up for a drama class. At first, it was simply another course, nothing more. But something surprising happened the moment he stepped onto the stage. For the first time in his life, Denzel felt something click. He discovered he loved acting. It was as if he had finally found the direction he had been searching for. His professors quickly noticed something special about him. He had a natural presence, a powerful voice, and an intensity that audiences couldn't ignore. Soon, people began encouraging him to take acting seriously. After graduating, Denzel decided to pursue acting professionally. But success didn't come overnight. Like many actors starting out, he struggled. He took small roles, auditioned constantly, faced rejection after rejection. There were moments when his future felt uncertain again. But deep inside, he still remembered that strange prophecy from years earlier. The idea that his life might have a bigger purpose. And slowly, things began to change. In the early 1980s, Denzel landed a role in the television drama Saint Elsewhere. The show became very popular, and audiences immediately noticed his talent. It was the first time millions of viewers saw him on their screens. But this was only the beginning. Soon, Hollywood began calling. Film directors recognized something powerful in his performances, something honest, something unforgettable. Then came the role that would change his career forever. In 1989, Denzel starred in the powerful historical film glory. His performance as a rebellious soldier in the Civil War stunned critics. The emotional intensity he brought to the role was unforgettable, and that performance earned him his first Academy Award. Suddenly, the young man who once felt lost had become one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. But his journey didn't stop there. Over the years, Denzel continued delivering extraordinary performances. Films like Malcolm X, Training Day, and Remember the Titans made him one of the most admired actors of his generation. In 2002, he won his second Academy Award, this time for Training Day. By then, millions of people across the world knew his name. Millions had watched his films. Millions listened when he spoke. And that's when the memory of the beauty salon prophecy returned with new meaning. The woman had said he would travel the world and speak to millions of people, and that is exactly what happened, not only through his movies, but also through his speeches. Denzel became known for powerful, inspiring messages about faith, discipline, and purpose. One of his speeches to graduates went viral across the world. In it, he spoke about failure, perseverance, and trusting God. Millions watched, millions listened, just as the prophecy had predicted. Denzel himself has spoken openly about that moment. He once said that the prophecy changed the way he viewed his life. It didn't mean success would come easily, but it gave him something important, a sense that his life had meaning, that there might be a path waiting for him, even when he couldn't see it yet. Today, Denzel Washington is not just known as an actor. He is respected as a man of faith, discipline, and wisdom. Someone who constantly reminds younger generations to work hard, stay humble, and trust their purpose. But it all traces back to that quiet moment in a small beauty salon. A moment that seemed strange at the time. A moment that sounded impossible. Yet somehow it turned out to be true. Sometimes the most important turning points in life arrive in the most unexpected places. A random conversation, a chance meeting, a few words spoken by someone who believes in something bigger. For Denzel Washington, that moment came from a woman who simply believed she had seen his future. And whether people believe in prophecy or not, there is one thing that cannot be denied. That young man who once had no direction in life eventually grew into someone who truly did travel the world and did speak to millions of people, exactly as she said he would.